Look at this biological structure. For decades, it was dismissed as a tiny dot on the surface of the body. But when we map its true internal scale and overlay it with male anatomy, we see a massive, complex network that is structurally identical. When physical stimulation relies on inaccurate anatomical maps, the intended biological response often fails to trigger. This misalignment between expectation and anatomy drives physical discomfort and frustration during intimacy. Before we break down the actual science, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me the most common biological myth regarding female anatomy. A lack of anatomical literacy translates directly into a lack of physical efficacy. Missing information about biological hardware makes physical satisfaction a matter of chance rather than understanding. Welcome to Biology and Health, the premier channel where cutting-edge anatomical science directly meets your everyday personal well-being. The following data provides a biological lens through which to view the human body. To understand how these systems function, we have to look at the first 8 weeks of development in the womb. At this stage, every human fetus possesses the exact same undifferentiated genital tissue. This identical starting point is called the genital tubercle. At 10 weeks, this tissue diverges. In an XY fetus, it becomes the head of the penis. In an XX fetus, the clitoris. These homologous structures share the identical cellular origin, blood flow, and nerve density. This pattern continues throughout the system. The female outer labia develop from the same embryonic folds that fuse to create the male scrotum. The female system is the same biological hardware found in the male system, simply expressed through a different developmental pathway. The word clitoris originates from the Greek kleis. While historically described as a surface-level feature, its actual scale is far more significant than the visible portion suggests. The visible part is merely the tip of a much larger structure. Internally, the clitoris consists of 2 long legs, or crus, that extend into the pelvis and wrap around the vaginal canal. This hidden network consists entirely of erectile tissue. During arousal, it engorges with blood, following the same mechanical process as a male erection. Let's test your anatomical knowledge. You have 5 seconds. How many distinct anatomical openings are there in the female genitalia? The answer is 3. There is the urethra for urine, the vaginal canal, and the anus. During arousal, the vaginal canal is capable of expanding in width and lengthening by up to 3 inches. Viewing this as a 2-dimensional system ignores the actual mechanics required for arousal. In 1940, Dr. Ernst Grafenberg conducted research into the sensitive zones of the vaginal wall. While his work was clinical, it was later used to support the idea of a hidden anatomical button. This led to the popularization of the G-spot as a distinct organ capable of triggering an instant climax. However, no such standalone organ exists. What actually exists is a highly concentrated network of nerve endings on the anterior wall of the vagina. This high-density region also houses the Skene's gland, the biological equivalent of the male prostate, reacting similarly to physical stimulation. Neglecting the clitoral network in favor of popular myths has practical consequences. It often leads to performance anxiety and a feeling of physical inadequacy when the body does not respond to inaccurate methods. Because the nerve structure is homologous to male anatomy, direct or indirect clitoral stimulation is the biological baseline for reaching climax in most women. Anatomical literacy replaces the anxiety of guesswork with biological certainty. Use this biological evidence to take control of your own health. Subscribe to the channel and share this video with anyone who needs to understand the real science of the human body. Now that we've mapped the structure, we can look at how glands function during peak arousal. In our next video, we examine the biology of female ejaculation. Your health is your greatest wealth. Click the video on your screen to continue, and I will see you there.